And I want the anthropology to back it up since we're going real technical here. Let's do this.
I'm not a historian.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Are you homosexual?
No.
Okay, now, good answer. Good. I hope that you're not homosexual. but here's my question.
So if I was, it would be my business.
Absolutely. I agree.
Yeah, it is your business. It's entirely your business.
I agree.
But see, the thing is, in African culture, when a certain form of sexual expression is perpetuated hundreds of thousands of times, it has the potential to become everybody's business at that point because it affects all of us at some point.
No.
Yes, it does.
There's 6.5 billion people on this planet. If a few of them are gay, I don't think it's going to hurt the population much.
Oh, yes, it does. It does hurt the population much. You see, any form of abnormal behavior, in my opinion, hurts the society eventually. Especially when that form of sexual expression is promoted by the government itself.
You would have to define normal then, wouldn't you?
Well, I think we already have. We've defined it according to African terms.
Yeah, wait a minute. Normal, just like good and evil, right? There is really no such thing as good and evil, and there's really no such thing as normal. Let's be real. It's depending on the culture defining it.
Yeah, exactly.
So
we define it from an African
I'm defining it from an original perspective. Okay? I'm saying it's good for me to have 5 wives, if my 5 wives agree to that. I'm saying it's wrong, right, if I lie and cheat on my wife without telling her that. In European society, right, you're going to jail and they call you a bigamist if you have more than one wife. But if you marry another man, you good.
You all good. Right.
Good. You feeling what I'm
According
saying?
to European culture.
And so we define God from an African perspective. We define atheism from an African perspective. We define who we are and what we are from an African perspective. See, that's what the slave trade did. It took away our ability to define who and what we are standing on the earth.
Actually, you said Africans recorded everything in history. When did slavery start in Africa?
Well,
you want to play that game?
Yeah, you want to play.
But see,
I'm asking a question.
No, I know you're asking a question, and it's a legitimate question. But here's the thing: you brought up the issue of homosexuality or the law of reproduction,
right?
And then you went to slavery.
No, we thoroughly answered your question in regards to the law of reproduction. Now, if we didn't answer it to your satisfaction, then that's it. But what we're not going to do is hold on a second. But what we're not going to do is allow you to keep asking questions from different topics. We're not talking about the slave trade at this particular time. You can call back when we're talking about that. But you brought up the law of reproduction. We've answered that question, maybe not to your satisfaction, but we would like to move on.
Okay, well, actually, I did have a second question.
What's the second?
And it's much shorter. It is much shorter.
Well, hold on 1 second. Dawo, you got a comment?
Yeah, I had a comment too. How you doing, sir? Yes.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Yeah, you said that a couple of homosexuals wouldn't affect the whole population. You're wrong, because these homosexuals have aligned themselves in organizations to defeat people of colors around the world. They attack us from the womb.
Actually, I'd like you to back that assertion up.
Eugenics?
That's just making an assertion.
Actually, we have a book here called Medical Apartheid by Harriet A. Washington.
Definitely suggest that you read it.
We actually, you ever heard of a book called Medical Apartheid, caller, by Harriet A. Washington? Because actually that was the topic of the show actually today.
We didn't get to that topic.
Right, we didn't even get to it, but DJ is prepared to deal with it. But all your documentation, I mean, she has documentation from when to when.
10 years worth of research at Harvard Medical School.
Give him a quick breakdown, DJ, because
chronicling the history of not only eugenics, but I guess you can say medical mutation that was performed on African slaves during the foundation of this country. You see, so this is documented evidence to show that many of the people that European society holds in high esteem from back then committed full-scale murder on African people. You see, but these are people who are held in high esteem in European society because most of them are unaware of their dark history. The fact that they were performing surgeries on slaves without anesthesia.
That was the culture of the time.
But that is the culture today.
Actually, it's current.
Hold on, wait, stop.
Actually, it's
Hold on.
current.
That's why I got to bring in Sheikh Anthony Diop to correct you real fast. And the book is called Civilization and Barbarism. And what we're dealing with is original clans. You got African clan and Indo-European clan. I'm going to skip right down to this part right here. It says, dealing with the matriarch. First of all, African clan was matriarchal.
Right.
We're not saying 100% of them, but we're saying for the most part, it was
Majority.
matrilineal, okay? Indo-European, for the most part, was patrilineal. We're not saying all of them for the most part. And we're going to deal with African clan. It says that a sense of community is highly developed. Solitude is prohibited, meaning you can't be hanging out by yourself. We work together.
That's
It
right.
says all women must be married. Polygamy becomes a social necessity due to the fact that there are fewer men. Okay?
Yep.
It also says all children born are raised. Okay, now let's deal with the same factors dealing with the
Europeans.
Indo-European clan. It says individualism is the supreme virtue, isn't it?
Sounds familiar.
It says even after the clan becomes sedimentary, joint ownership is sacrilege.
Yep.
Families may not come in contact with each other even in the afterlife. Okay? It says Maltonism practices. Daughters are buried alive. Excess babies are even thrown.
Eugenics.
Normal are thrown away in the garbage even after the clan becomes sedimentary. It says eugenicism, the myth of Ganymede. It's all there.
That sounds like early forms of abortion.
And we're talking about the first clans.
Right, with first
And,
abortion.
and,
first
what I would add is that same psychology exists today. European males don't value the European woman.
Nope.
They don't. You see, anytime a European woman is classified as a minority, that lets me know that the European male does not value his woman. When she had to come with the suffrage movement to try to eke out a certain standard of living for herself, who was her enemy? I.e. white men. You see,
right.
the whole feminine movement
Yep.
was based on the fact that they were suffering at the hands of white males. You see, so the European male has always been at odds with the white woman. Always. But you cannot find any time historically to say that the black man was at odds with the black woman. It is only as a result of our time here in America that we have become at odds with one another, and it's due to interference from Europeans for the most part. You see? So we have always, you can't get much higher than holding your woman to God status. It gets no higher than that.
That's right.
But the European male has never held the European woman to God
He's
status.
not going to. They're not
And
going
he's
to.
not going to. He will hold an adolescent 13-year-old boy to God status because that's who he really wants to be with.
He will hold a mulatto black male to God status before he will a female. Barack Obama.
Wow,
Hillary Clinton.
Those are a lot of assertions.
Really?
Well, those things that you called assertions are just our study of European history.
We never gave assertions. I gave you a detailed study by Sheikh Anthony Diop, the foremost authority scientist. He's a scientist, okay? And he dealt with original clans. Okay, he dealt with the original incest.
Where's his study besides his book?
Let me.
I could find a published article on it.
You sure can. It's called his name. You want his name? Sheikh Anthony Diop.
Show the book because he'll watch
Can
the
you
show.
spell that for me, please?
Sheikh.
Put it
C-H-E.
up the screen and I'll look at it at YouTube. Maybe
There
your
you go.
graphic artist-
Yeah.
Okay.
your graphic
Shink at the deal.
artist-
Yeah, he also had the carbon dating labs. And what really made him famous, was at the Cairo Symposium, where all the Egyptologists around the world met with, they met in one place in Cairo. I think it was like 1976 or something like that.
That's right.
And Theo Banga and Sheikh Anthony Diop dealt with all the European Egyptologists on the African origins of Kemet. He destroyed them. He destroyed them so much that they don't even allow you to test the melanin count. The melanin count lets you know who you are.
That's right.
You can look at a person's melanin, the melanocytes. Has nothing to do with the color, right? But you can deal with, if you deal with melanin count, you can tell who you are. If you're African, European, because everybody carries melanin in different degrees.
Yep.
Okay, caller, we down to the last minute. So call back next week.
Appreciate you calling.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you calling.
I didn't get. Yeah, I'll have more questions. For you.
Okay,
Next week, though,
next
brother.
week, and I'm gonna bring that
And
information.
study
for you.
those books we mentioned too.
Yes, please. All right.
And make sure we get this book in there too. Homosexuality and the Effeminization of the African Males by our brother Baruti.
Man, we got to have Baruti on the show.
Yeah, we got to get.
We need to have Baruti on the show.
Y'all gonna keep playing, and we're gonna get the big gun on the
show.
show.
Yeah, we're gonna goddamn bring Baruti on the show. Yeah,
Irritated Genie. We'll get him down here too.
Right.
We'll get you so hot and mad.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna get started.
Make us look like Mr. Rogers, huh?
We put that show on that book.
Yeah. This particular book here is Medical Apartheid. This is the book that we were referencing earlier. The book by the sister Harriet Washington.
We'll get to that next week.
And this book is also another phenomenal read called Medicine by a brother named Dr. Scott Whitaker. He chronicles all the medical ills that exist in the black community and what is the root cause. And he asked the question, why does a medical doctor and a butcher wear the same coat?
Wow.
Think about that.
Dang. That's deep. We see y'all next week. We out.
Peace.
People made up religion. God is the star of the show. So that gotta be made up too.
Black Atheist.
People made up religion. God is the star of the show. So that gotta be made up too.
So keeping Saturdays and studying on Saturdays. Studied myself right out of the book. Black Atheist. Black Atheist.
People made up religion. God is the star of the show. So that gotta be made up too.
God that you all claim that you all believe in. Make us believe. Black Atheist. Black Atheist.
People made up religion. God is the star of the show. So that gotta be made up too.
So keeping Saturdays and studying on Saturdays. Studied myself right out of the book. Black Atheist. Black Atheist.
People made up religion. God is the star of the show. So that gotta be made up too.
God that you all claim that you all believe in.